robust SIP data, the AMFI data that we've seen this time around. Let me just take you through what those numbers look like. The SIP inflow has come in at 28,464 crore rupees compared to 27,269 on a month-on-month basis. Very strong set of numbers coming in. There's been a strong surge in July, and SIP inflows have hit a record high because they've come in at 1.78 lakh crores of an inflow compared to 49,095 crores on a month-on-month basis. So look at the kind of spike we've seen on that front. A very big jump coming in. The mid-cap inflows look healthy. Small-cap inflows have risen on a month-on-month basis. Flexi-cap inflows have also jumped 34% on a month-on-month basis to 7,654 crores. So these are some important numbers to talk about. But let's welcome on board Ms. Suranjana Borthakur, Head of Distribution and Strategic Alliances at Mirae Asset Investment Managers. And Suranjana, hi, good afternoon, and thanks for your time. What is your first take on the kind of AMFI numbers we've seen? Because this jump that we've seen on a month-on-month basis, help us understand what these numbers really mean, because they look very robust.
Yeah, good afternoon. I think extremely encouraging numbers in the market this month. I think we have been seeing, last few months, while January was a great month in equity inflows, but there was a steady decline that was happening after that. So there's been, I think this month has been a huge spike. We are seeing 81% upside in the equity numbers. But if we see within that, I think the largest contribution has been from the sectoral NFO side, because sectoral funds have attracted around 9,400 crores, but a large portion of that has been sectoral NFOs, about 7,400 crores out of that. I think the other categories like focused as well as small cap have seen almost a 60% upside from last month numbers. We also have seen a healthy upside in the large and mid cap as well as the multi cap category. ELSS is the only category perhaps which is continuing to see a slowdown. But to my mind, I think the hybrid segment is again continuing to look encouraging, while the total number has seen a slight drop. But if you see, the downside has actually been because of some arbitrage outflows. And arbitrage, I think, is an outflow which was expected because there's been some deployment from there. If we see in terms of the multi-asset as well as the equity savings category within hybrid, both the categories have actually doubled in terms of numbers from last month. I think even the aggressive hybrid has seen about a 78% upside, as well as the BAF category has seen an upside. So very encouraging to see the inflows in the hybrid segment. I would think even in the ETF, the other ETF segment has seen from a 800 crores to about a 4,000 crore inflow. So I would think the broader indices have also got some healthy flows there. In the debt part, if we see, I think that's again, it was negative in the last couple of months. And this month we see a positive flow of about 1 lakh crores, and major part of it being the ultra short and the low duration category, as well as money market category, while liquid and overnight continue to get inflows, but these are the other categories which have got flows. I think the SIP numbers are very, very encouraging. I think, that 28,000 mark has been something which is only looking up month on month. I think it talks about the maturity of the investor base. I think what is also happening is, the financial awareness that has happened, perhaps the digitalization, which is what is making the accessibility of investments easier, and also, of course, the market confidence continuing. I think all these factors are contributing towards building a very robust SIP book. And this has been a pattern we've been seeing in the last few months, and I think it's only been building stronger. My only request to investors would be that in sectoral categories, when this is a surge we had seen in the last few months before, I think before before January, I think we saw about like a 15,000 crore inflow which was happening. There was a lot of chasing of returns which was happening. So if the risk of the investment is kept in mind and is invested for the right reasons, then great investment to continue. But I think we need to be aware of what the products are and what we are investing into in terms of quantum of investment.
But Suranjana, yes, of course, the SIP number is really encouraging, and to be precise, it's 28,464 crores versus 27,269 crores on a month-on-month basis. But Suranjana, given the strong trend that we have seen in this number, good to believe that this year end could be very close to that 30 or 1,000 mark.
Yes, I think I mean, while I don't want to make any predictions, but I think we are moving in the right trajectory. We could be past that mark actually. If we look at the total inflows, I mean, last year, if you see, almost 2,89,000 crores flowed into the SIP side, and this year we are already past 1 lakh crores. So I think the flows have been only getting stronger. So I think crossing the 30,000 could be any time now. Month on month, we are seeing such a healthy jump which is happening. So I think the majority of the investor plays out here, and I think it's also about the experience that they're getting. I think conviction only builds over a period, and we are in a sweet spot. We've been seeing that there are so many things which are happening globally, so much news coming in. But look at the resilience of the market. I think that is something which is also playing in the minds of investors, that markets have been extremely resilient. Even today, we've seen that in spite of so much that has happened globally, we've seen only an upside in the market. So while using the opportunities of correction to invest more is great, but a systematic investment makes all the more sense in the long term.
Okay, Suranjana, thank you so much for your time today. On that note,